Good morning, beautiful people. I haven't been on in like a week, and I heard my body just needed some time off because creating content can, it's brain work, right? So, and I wasn't in a great flow state this week, so I'm just back. I'm back in flow. It's awesome. I hosted a 4/4 activation healing circle on Monday, and that's what I heard my body just said, take some time, take a time out. And it was amazing, and it was well needed. And now I'm just sitting. I have a day off this morning. I'm having my coffee, and I just wanted to come on and talk about listening to our bodies. So many of us, and I don't want to create this as a limiting belief, but we shut off our intuitive nature through life and we listen to others around us. And not that it's not a bad thing to listen to others, but it's with discernment, because your internal compass knows best for you, just like their internal compass knows best for them. And when we really quiet the chatter in our minds, we can truly tune into the intuition. When we have that control over that chatter, that those subconscious belief systems that come up and scare us or create the anxiety or depression or fears, our intuition can truly take the forefront. I like to balance this. It's like balancing that self-concept work with the spiritual work, because it's super important, because our bodies know this is what inspired action is. And honestly, when we truly work on our state of being, on our magnetism, I don't want to say we don't have to take inspired action, but we set the intention, and the right things and the right people and the right circumstances and the right energies come to us. Have you ever noticed when you're in those flow days, you're not forcing, you're creating, you're in joy, gratitude, all these amazing things come to you. All of these amazing circumstances come to you. Whether it's in synchronicities, phone calls, people smiling at you for no reason, strangers complimenting you, that's when you know you're in that state. And we can create a space where we're in that state like almost all the time. And I'm not going to say 100%, because we're human and we all have those moments where we fall out. It's just understanding, seeing, sensing, knowing when our body is in that state. When our mind, it's really our mind runs the show, right? And then our body follows suit. So when we're in a calm nervous system, a calm mind, we can truly tune into that intuition. And, I always like to use the analogy, like intuition, it's a muscle. It's like if I go to the gym once and I do one workout, am I going to have a muscle definition? No. Is my muscle going to be strong? Probably not. I have to utilize it and use it over and over again and do the work. I don't want to use work as like a limiting belief. Do the practices to strengthen it by working with it and trusting it. That's the key, is trusting that intuition. I say we, this was my experience. I did not trust my intuition for most of my life. And it led me down some dark roads, because I would fight it and I would do the most difficult thing. And then I would come back and I'm like, why did I just not listen to that intuition? And it's so true. Like, our intuition's powerful. Our body knows. Our body knows. That being said, however, when you're in a state of disarray, when you're in a state of your nervous system being overactive, in that fear state, anxiety, your intuition can't do, your body can't lead at that point, because it's so fixated on getting out of a perceived fear that's most likely not real. It's not a present fear. It's controlling that autonomous nervous system. It's controlling that sympathetic nervous system, and we want to get back into the parasympathetic. We want to come back into the logical mind and out of that protective mechanism that is important, but we live in a society where we don't have bears chasing us down the street. Most of us don't have people trying to kill us on a daily basis, but our body, our mind, our nervous system does not know the difference between a perceived threat and a real threat. So sit on that today. You know, when we've been through trauma and we're in that triggered state, our body goes into that high alert, like it is a perceived real threat. And generally it's not. It's our body trying to protect us. And this is where it's important to untie those knots in our nervous system. I like to use the analogy of knot because you think the energy's not flowing straight. It's like knotted up and all the blood's pumping to your muscles out of your mind and making you run away or fight or whatever it is. But when you feel in those moments, if you react to them, forgive yourself, work through them, breathe, balance. I tell you, I had a day this week where I didn't even know what was going on, but I had something come up and I was like anxious, and I haven't felt that anxious for a long time. And before I would have went down the rabbit hole, but this time I was like, why am I anxious? And I journaled it out, gave myself a little more self-love, and I'm like, you know what? It's not real. This is not real. This is like, I am perfect, whole, and complete. I am safe. I am love. Not loved, I am love, I am worthy, I am all these things. And I went through that and calmed myself with breath work, meditation, whatever works for you. You know, for me, playing music is huge because it puts me back into that flow state. So just understanding our bodies is super important and super powerful. You know, when we let go of those things that are bogging us down, think of yourself as a balloon under the ocean. And all of a sudden you let go of these weights and you come up. You know, we want to get to the space where the waves on the top of the ocean, I heard this analogy from Dylan James the other day, and I really love him. So if you're working on your mindset, go watch Dylan James on YouTube. He is an amazing mindset coach. He talks about the waves on the ocean. When we're in a triggered state, we're on top of the waves of the ocean. So we're being like thrown around up and down in our energies. But where we want to get to is to be down under that ocean. It's still the ocean, but we're down in the untouchable space where waves come up, difficult circumstances come up, triggers come up, we work through them, and we're not affected by the waves on the top of the ocean and the storms going on. We're just whole and complete and full within ourselves. We're like that oak tree in the storm where all the little trees are whipping around. We're just sitting there going, hey, just our branches might wave a little bit. And we're like, oh, I got the storm. The storm's good. It's just exercising my knowledge and my wisdom. So get back there and you'll notice that you attract in so much amazingness, and things around you can shift in an instant when you get back into that space. Anyway, I'm going to go finish my coffee, go to the gym, play some music. I'm recording with my band tomorrow, which is pretty cool because if anybody who knows about me, I, as a kid, always wanted to be in a band, and I was always told I wasn't good enough to play music. And 2 years ago, I had this intuitive pinch to buy this beautiful electric guitar, which I barely ever played electric. I've played acoustic my whole life. And anybody who plays music knows playing an electric is quite a bit different than playing acoustic. And I started playing, and then people came into my life, like bands, and I'd go to shows. And the person I started my band with had to leave my life just for personal reasons. And I set this intention, and I met these amazing musicians. Like, they're so good. At the beginning, I'm like, why do they want to play with me? And then I'm like, no, limiting belief, I am awesome. And you learn, you level up when you're around people who are better or wiser and have more knowledge than you. And now we're recording tomorrow 2 songs that we've written, and I'm like, this is really cool. We're gonna be on Spotify, and not that, you know, it's anything huge, but I'm like, this is big for me. This is like me at 40, almost 41, living out these dreams that I had as a kid that I suppressed because I never thought I was good enough. And now I have these amazing musicians who say, you know, playing in our band is their favorite band because it's like such an amazing creative process, because that's how I make things. I set the intention for everything around me to be beautiful, creative, calm, just amazing flow. And yeah, now I'm recording this weekend. So it's going to be a huge milestone for me in my life because I'm like, this is really cool. This is an intention I set, and they just come. So remember, you can do anything. Like I tell my kids, you know, whether you think you can or not, you can. I posted something in the community and it was like, we are all made of the same stardust. Those amazing, like Elon Musk and myself are made of the same stardust. Einstein and myself are made of the same stardust. We all have it in us. Tune into your gifts. Your gifts are perfect and special. And you are destined for greatness. We all are. We just have to know and be worthy of it and open the space to welcome it in. You are destined for greatness. Anyway, I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and bye.